So today is May 15, 2024, and I am studying for the PennFoster Physics Science exams. I already passed one, which was the laws of Newton's, gravitation in the earth, not gravitation within the earth and on the earth, because we have atmosphere. So for you to reach earth, you have on the earth, in the earth, then you're on the earth. So the gravitation on the earth is 9.8 meters per second. Gravitation on the moon is 1.6 meters per second. Kilograms. Formula to find in momentum. P is momentum, and centripetal force, which is a center of a force. When you're going in circles in a car lane, and you're forced to spin in circles. So the force in the center of the circle, and you have friction, which is the law of centripetal, which centripetal is force in the middle, acceleration in the alignment, in the vector that goes straight to the curve, and then the curve has friction. So as you grab a object, let's say my cablash, and you spin it like this, as centripetal. So centripetal, we spin it around like this. Right now I am the force giving acceleration to the curvature movement. That is the same system that our planet uses with satellites and with the moon. So I was learning that on the PennFoster studies and formulas, how to find the, like I said, like we just went through right now, the momentum, speed, volume, velocity, and technically we went through a lot of things that metric measurement. They all go up by tens, I believe, tens. But when I took the test, I got a 70, and I really feel proud of myself. I see science more in my life, and earth science too, with the condensation of the rain, the condensation of nitrogen gas above and everything. And technically, there's a thing called, let me see if I can find it here, elliptical shape. Elliptical shape is it's like a atom, and a atom has different kinds of orbits around it. So when you have a elliptical shape is form of an egg. So it's like there's sometimes things orbit differently around planets. So yeah, right now I am in kinetic energy. It's called energy conversion. Right now we're doing on types of energy. We're doing kinetic energy and potential energy. Is like when energy is put in, and then you reach potential energy, then you put energy out. So the way I learned it, I had a different method of it, but now that I see here, is science is creativity. Science never stops growing and thinking. So the way I had it wasn't wrong, but it was all right. But the way I see it here is like another way. Like the way in PennFoster explain this: energy in, when you accelerating, when you're pedaling the bike up a hill, you put the amount of energy that you want to make it up the hill. And now the energy that's potential energy. Now when you're going down the hill, it's called energy out, which is kinetic energy again. So kinetic energy, potential energy, kinetic energy. Now mechanical energy is when something impacts, or something is just going, like working like a bowling ball, a car down a highway without stopping. So you have kinetic energy, potential energy, and then you have the mechanical energy as the football goes working its way to where it has to land. So And potential means that having or showing the capacity to become or develop into something in the future. That's what potential really means. So potential energy is an important subject, and technically I have been doing well. I took the the English course. I did my argumentative essay on PBS, on public broadcasting services. They had a article about the workplace in California called auto steel factory, something like that. And then like some employees got cut off from work, and they couldn't keep up with their jobs because the jobs cut off work, and they started investing money in things to bring work back. So some employees and some students couldn't continue going to mechanic school because the mechanic factory was affording it for them, so they could go work so they can go work for the factory. So PennFoster has been a good journey. So is health and wellness. Health and wellness. When we study health and wellness has eight dimensions of wellness. The most important one of life is spiritual wellness. Spiritual wellness means what is our purpose in life? Is it you need to find? I can't really declare that for you, but according to life, that's how it is. It's technically everybody has to have their own purpose in life, their own things in life, and find it. So spiritual wellness, social wellness, learn how to talk to people. Some people like to be isolated on their own most of the time, and then some are isolated but like to talk to people. Get it? I used to be very isolated, or no, before isolated, I was isolated first, and then talking to people, and then became isolated, and then talking to people, and then isolated. And now is that I'm picking up trying to talk to people. But some people in life, they really like to become isolated, and it's to discover themselves, because life is a chess game. If you're not aware of the pieces that our opponent moves, it becomes a distraction to your eyes. You start focusing on different things, and you don't focus on what the next move of the opponent is. So distraction is a big impact and effect within social wellness. Occupational wellness, meaning keep yourself occupied. You always gonna need a little part-time job or something while you go to school, and maintain a stable mind, a state of mind where you're trying to better yourself in life and see yourself more financially, because life is not just about spending and feeling good that you got something that we bought, we got something that we bought. So technically, when it comes to that subject of financial wellness is having yourself balanced. You got a phone, you got a car, you got a home, you can afford it because you calculated yourself before getting into a loan, getting into everything, and you know what your profession, your graduate profession, is paying you monthly, yearly, so you already know your stability, and you don't have anything of a kind of distraction or unbalance within your weight scale of your mental state. So when we are talking about as well environmental wellness, if you want to go out with your pets walking, if it's good for you, for your health, all these things are good for your health. All this wellness is important because wellness is health. We're always going to have health, but when we have wellness being affected, the wellness that you keep within ourselves, is what keeps our health in good stability. So if we do not pay attention to our wellness, our health is going to be in effect, and that is like the fortress of the kingdom. So you never want to have anybody affecting your wellness, because culture affects your wellness. Tradition affects your wellness, and the family raising, the way your family could have raised you affects your wellness, and the way your friends are could affect your wellness, and your personalities as well are affected by all these things. So you cannot live in a place or work in a place where everybody or education is different, because education you can have a persona, a mask. Meaning you know that you're not supposed to be copying. We're not put in a classmate position. We're not friends in school. So in school you need to focus on yourself. You are a scholar. You have a goal in life. You have fulfillments to fulfill before you die or pass on to the next life. So technically when we speak about when we speak about what's the subject again? Wellness, always culture and food. Food is a bad behavior. Food, that's one of the teaching in nutrition and health, and nutrition, fitness and nutrition. Meaning sometimes what you eat causes rage in your body and your blood. If you eat too much meat, flesh, blood, you're gonna have a high blood pressure, high this, high that, and your skin is gonna feel like you're being squeezed, or like an illness. Some fruits too, they cause bad effect when you take them too much. So fitness and nutrition, they say that if you're used to doing something, it's a bad behavior. So behaving bad is not just breaking the law. Behaving bad is not just you living a correct law, but it's also you breaking your own body, your own physical being, your own mass and your own matters, and your own solid liquid gas laws, which is a balanced diet, which is a understanding. Look, I just drank a fruit shake with just honestly and being ethnical and truthful, straight fruit, and I will add a little bit of whey. You know whey, when milk is condensed and pasteurized, I believe, and they take away all the milk and they leave the glass of empty milk, and the whiteness of the milk becomes powder. That's what I use for this. So I put a little bit of it sometimes. Sorry about that. Sometimes, and I drink it. So I've been stopping the bad habits, like drinking juice, drinking liquor. I stopped that when I say like last year. Let's say smoking marijuana. I already have 2.5 years without smoking. Cigarettes, I quit it like 4 years ago to 3. So technically, it's bad habits, and sometimes your mind, your will, your willpower, your mentality, you're not aware that you're inside a body. That's what science says. Every body mass counts. So you're a brain inside, but you're aware of your feelings, of your skin. You're a brain inside, so your eyes are connected to your brain. So some people are not aware that their eyes is what sees outside of their bodies. So if science is telling you that a body matters, so they're talking about your solid, your physics outside of your body. So the top of your body, the physics, that's where everything is being impacted. Your physics outside, because you're not aware of your eyesight. Some people are not aware that they're actually existing and touching things. Like things happen fast. So it's a importance to know physics. Physics is an important subject. Physics science is very important, especially when driving in a car. You need to know what an odometer is, what a speedometer meter is, what kilometers is, what miles per hour is, what the weight of a vehicle is, so you can understand how fast your vehicle can go. Sometimes an automatic vehicle already has a shift in it, So when you go from neutral to drive and you accelerate, you don't have to accelerate sometimes. And sometimes it just more. That's how it is in automatic vehicle. It leaves automatically in it and it moves. So you already have like five miles per hour measuring kilometers measuring for speed. So it's like a subject. It's a good subject, and then the laws of gravitation, mass attracts mass. So when mass attracts mass, is gravity saying that we belong on the earth. So as we belong on the earth, nothing of the earth sometimes can leave up. An astronaut could, because an astronaut has rockets to reach where it has to reach, where they have to reach, or where we have to reach. So a normal person that just jumps in the air or jumps off a building, sadly, to commit suicide or whatever it is, they're gonna eventually hit the floor, because the earth is made out of mass and it has a body. So if a person jumps from one floor to another, they're gonna bounce back up. So it's like body and body, like a collision, like I think it's let me see right here if I got it right here. I think it's elastic. Elastic is when the collision happens and they bounce apart. But let me see. I think inelastic is yeah, when elastic is when they bounce apart. So meaning when two things hit each other, like your body's gonna eventually bounce, depending from the height that anybody jumps from. So you're falling at 9.8 meters per second with the force of gravitation of almost, I believe it was 150 newtons. But it all depends on the weight of your body, the force that the gravity has to put on us to drop us down. So we cannot just identify newtons like it's nothing, because you need to understand the kilogram, the mass of the object, body, or weight, body, object, or product that we're throwing to test this gravitational law, which is mass attracts mass. So everything that comes from Earth, from rocks to many things, they always return back to Earth. Now, the mathematical one, the consumption math, was good, because I already have certificates of the IRS where I took tax continuing education. So they told me take the course. I took the course, and they wanted me to continue with them, take out a GED, but instead I just went for PennFoster to get a high school diploma. And basically everything has been going well. I understood the consumption of math, which is sales taxes, property basis, gross income. I worked in cashiers before, so cashier math is something easy, because when I was young, my parents would buy me at the store. That you go to the small bodegas in New York City, they'll have like the toys hanging above, or at any 99-cent store at the time when 99-cent stores were popular. They would buy me a small money thing with coins, and like I will learn how to use it. Even in school, in the educational system, they would teach us how to calculate money. So every time, let's say this is something that I learned because I was not too aware of. So if you have like $3 and you are required to take away $1.50, or $3, 300, and you gotta take away $1.50 away, or 99 cents, you're eventually going to have to take a cent from one of the $3. So you're gonna lose $1 automatically, no matter what. So sometimes I will think like, hey, I got 99 cents. That's $1, but no, that cent counts. That's one penny missing. That 1 cent missing counts. So So when we are subtracting 99 cents from $3, you're gonna take away 1 cent from here, and you're gonna have $2 and one. Let me see, 1 cent, I believe. Yeah, 1 cent. So consumption math is tricky because you got to do a percentage with one out of two, which is 20. One out of three, which is 30. It is, so it's like things going up by 10, things like that. So it's like percentage math, and PEMDAS. You gotta do PEMDAS all the way. I study PEMDAS well. PEMDAS, I study it well. PEMDAS, I use PEMDAS, and PEMDAS, you gotta do PEMDAS all the way down. So you do PEMDAS on this on the first equation, then you go down to the second one, PEMDAS, 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 PEMDAS. So you cross out the PEMDES, and you know you have nothing left to add, subtract, or solve. So to me, it's been going well. I actually write down my things that I learned. I have a physical science side. Then I have a civics, and then on top of that, I like. Where's the other one that? Yeah, we got physical science, earth science, and technically earth science is good because earth science teaches us about the. So these are my certificates for. That's my PTIN down there, so I gotta block it. My certificates for other taxes. I have other income. And then I know how to deal with gross income, capital exchange, and property basis. So it's like a focus in life because I went out there, went to work, did not even learn about angles, which it takes people angles and measurements to study their bodies when their bodies are bending, moving, or doing whatever they have to do to get a work, because you're gonna bend and end up getting injured if you don't know your degrees, if you don't know your things. So that's one right there. I also do Red Cross, first aid, CPR, AED, and I also have swimming lesson, orientation of swimming, 99 years, a certificate, which I learned how about almost getting close to lifeguard lessons, which is important for me. Because if I want to go out with a family member, colleagues, or join the U.S. Navy, I want to enter with the understanding of what I'm going to do, which is swimming, running, jogging, workouts, and things like that. So you never want to join the stock market without knowing about stocks. You never want to join computers without knowing computers. Because the system automatically will catch a virus if you don't have an antivirus, if you don't have anything, or pay mind to it. So I am taking swimming lessons in this summer, and I'm going to learn how to swim and hopefully get a lifeguard certificate. And if I do get a lifeguard certificate, I am joining the U.S. Navy once I graduate from PennFoster High School and doing well. And I also have I took a course in Coursera for the University of Michigan for anatomy, musculoskeletal, and integumentary system, where we were dealing with people's dead bodies in the video. So I had to learn about the process of the ossification of the human bone before birth and after birth, and what age does the red bone marrow leaves, and you become more of yellow bone, spongy bone, osteosis, and how to avoid osteoporosis. So the bone basically, when a baby is being made, the baby is basically bone already, because if we study semen is already calcium. It's considered It's considered a kind of milk. So when a man already does what he does to reproduce with a female, um, when a man does what he does with to reproduce with a female, he's already given bones, calcium. So the child starts to grow and grow and grow and grow. Next thing you know, he starts to grow bones, little bones, spines and ribs and things like that. And those bones are already subject to study, meaning they already grow nutrition veins, nutrient vein and small and red and blue veins, and they have osteoblasts. They have I forgot what it's called, class, but they look like, if you see them in microscopes, they look like spacemen. Like they have like this little glassy thing like this in their eyes, and I forgot what it's called, but I still got it here in subject, and I know about the subject, which is, this is an uncredited certificate. So this, just because it's uncredited, it does not mean that it doesn't count. It counts, because if I ever want to join the subject anywhere or within the Michigan University, I have a Willy Wonka ticket which tells them that I know the subject. So I learned about superior bones. Superior bones. Here's proof that I was studying it. I bought myself this sculpture right here, small one. You got long intestines, small intestines, stomach, liver, the gallbladder making bile. Bile is a green fluid that helps a person to digest, that comes from the liver. And then you have the lungs, then you have the heart, the artery, the vein, the artery. Then you have the brain, the anterior, posterior, in the middle of the brain. And then you have a superior vision of the brain. Superior is from under to above. That is superior. And then we have the ethmoid, where sinus is made. Where sinus is made and everything. Because sinus is brain juice. Sinus is all with the neurons. So when the brain is working, it passes to the front forehead, which is there. The sinus, that's how boogers and things are made. And the eyes, I believe the eyes above get wet or something like that. But yeah, the subject is good. That the maximilian, the maxillar, the top of your teeth, the gum, the mandibula, your jaw, the mandible, manablu, something like that, which is the chest bone that goes down, that holds our cage, our rib cage. Everything that you see right here, before you open it, has a cavity that covers it all up, that covers everything. So if it has a cavity, you have to cut through the cavity then to go inside. So that's why it's risky to get surgery, because you will never be the same. In order to get to your organs, they have to cut through your cavity, which is the tissue that covers. Your heart has its own cavity, and your organs have their own cavity. It's like a bag, a sinus bag that covers up your whole thing. But this subject right here was great. It was amazing. I learned so much. Sometimes trying new things is great. So I just did this because it's all about my health and wellness. Like PennFoster says, high school, health and wellness is an important thing. Fitness and nutrition is important. So anatomy is very important for me. And I see myself more in the gym. I see myself more working out. I see myself more living. And I see myself more interacting with people. So it's always good to earn certificates. Certificates always make like a plus towards what you already know. Because what you already know, it's already packed up in one degree. And and in your diploma. But when you have certificate puts aside what you know, what we know. So we can have a degree or we can have a high school diploma. But when you have certificates on the side, certificates are like a bigger evidence that we know what we're talking and we know what we're saying. So red bone marrow, osseous, which is the final stage of bone making, bone ossification, and impact bone, synovial joints, the the axis and the alta, which holds both holds together, C1, C2, holds the neck from bending, falling from your head, and your body from falling down. So that is a crazy cause of death sometimes. If that bone cracks in the back, people die. So it's a good teaching, a good learning, and technically, in here I learned a lot in Coursera. Coursera is a good subject. Coursera is nice, and technically I am still continuing. This is my last course with PennFoster High School, which is physical science. I already got a 70 on the other test. Well, my first test, which was the Newton laws of motion. And to those who ask questions, you cannot cheat on this thing, because these people have this educational system has AI robots, which they track down your cheatings and how you do and making sure that you do not write what somebody else wrote, that it sounds like your gibberish, not theirs or something else. So basically everything is a summary. Every question is a summary. So if they ask you what makes a thing fall, a object fall from the sky when you throw it up, you can't just say gravity. You gotta explain gravity and explain the force that impacts the body or the object to fall down. So you gotta speak about the gravity, force, which is the newtons, and then you have to speak about the meters, the gravitational force, which is the meters per second of the Earth. So on Earth, remember, it's 9.8 meters per second to the power of 2. And then on the moon is 1.6 meters per second. And yeah, you can only imagine the rest of the planets. The rest of the planets is like a whole journey of science and astrology. Makes me want to one of these days, spend whatever it is to get a telescope and look at the moon, stare at planets, things like that. Get a microscope, because I'm supposed to get a microscope and study germs and elements. So it's a nice journey. PennFoster is a good journey. PennFoster, I'm learning beyond whatever I have learned, and I am very grateful that this educational system exists. This center of peace where you can graduate from home, and you're also monitored. You have instructors who happily will converse with you and speak with us about whatever it is. I just got off the phone 2 days ago with one of the orientations, and I was telling them how grateful I am for these exams and these tests, and how good it feels to get back to school, because once I graduate, I'm joining the U.S. Navy. Like I said, look at my wallet. I even bought a wallet to support U.S. Navy, United States Navy. So I even went jogging yesterday. I'm supposed to do 1.5 miles in 83 in 12 to 15 minutes. I did almost 1 mile in 13 minutes. So in my mind, I had to study my speed, my velocity, my momentum. Put down on like I did last night. Put down on my sheets how fast was I going? What was the time? What was the what was the momentum? Or what was my kilogram while I ran for that time, and multiply or divide it and get the add of 12 meters per second. So I was going 12 meters per second, 12.9 meters per second. That was my speed, my speed, my force, running and everything. Liner, vector. So the universe is beautiful, man. The solar system is fantastic. I think people who live without the awareness of what life is outside of their mental state, they're really trapped in a ego that needs to be freed one day. And I think science is the most best talk subject ever. Whatever science it is, earth science. Because with earth science, I learned agriculture. You only wet your own flowers and your own growth when there is a drought of rain. When water falls from the sky, the water from the sky is more potent than the water from a hole from a water system. So the earth made its own water and is circulating it up and down through evaporation, aspiration through the trees, and then condensation, water moist, everything squeezing upon a cloud, making clouds, and then a cloud grips on all this, and it becomes a boom, 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 thunders and things like that, and rain. So the atmospheres, everything is worthy to study. Everything is a subject of growth. So if you wet the plants sog. So if it rained and you wet the plants again, the plants sog. So it's always a matter of time where where you have a farm and it rains, you don't have to water the farm. So you could wait till it dries up or whatever. But that water right there is already working. So rain can really ruin our agriculture, our growth in food and things like that. That's why we always gotta be aware of what season we're doing this, what season we're growing things. And it's a good subject, man. It's a good subject. I study elements too, AU, gold, Fe, iron, and technically those are my two favorite for me to remember: iron and gold. Iron and gold, because it takes iron to find gold. So iron hitting gold. You can't dig too deep with a certain shovel. So yeah, hydrogen. It's beautiful. You keep all the elements here on top. We keep all the elements here on top of our desk. It's wonderful. And technically, I study the sixth star, the hexagram. The hexagram, it has to do with 6 planets in the middle, in surface in the sun. It becomes a unit cursive hetrix, where the universe is working in a different circulation to bring materials onto the earth. So when the universe is working, the solar system is spinning and everything, all the planets are leaving ashes of their trail within the lines that they were in. So these lines one day have to reach a existence of real consciousness, which is mostly planet Earth. It is, according to the basics, planet Earth is the only place with common sense and consciousness and will. So I believe that other planets receive things from each other when they circulate the atmosphere, when eclipse happens, when stars align and everything. So technically, so here it is, the sign. So the sun goes in the middle, and the planets go in the corner, and other planets go right there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're discovering more planets or orbiting around the sun and around the solar system. So that's what that identifies, other planets arriving. So if we study closer into it, it says Jupiter is at the top, Mercury is at the other side. Jupiter's at the top. I did that one wrong. Jupiter's at the top, Mercury is here, Venus is here, the moon is down here, and then Saturn is here, and then Mars is here. So each of these planets, Jupiter provides tin. So when they become a tin, and then Mercury makes mercury, Venus makes copper, Moon makes silver, Saturn makes lead, iron is made by Mars, and the sun makes gold. So when this star becomes a thing, which is mostly seen in the Jewish and the Judaized religion, where they become cursive, it twists. See, so they're all working with the sun, like burning or becoming warm with the sun or something, and then they return that line that they return back to where they go, and that's where they make more ashes. The closer you get to the sun, the more you'll become ash. So then they go back to the regular star formation, which is the Star of David, the Star of David, and it starts to make ashes around the line, the centripetal formation of the sun with the planets and everything, until they all start align, and they do their little thing where they go like that, and then gold and new resources are found on Earth and things like that. So I study a lot. I really like to educate myself. The pentagon, mind. I forgot what it's called. Mind, spirit, body. Where is it? That's right here. I got it. Yeah. Mind, planes, matter, energy, and life, all there together. So it's a good education, good teaching. Learning about watts. 1 watt costs 0.078 cents. So if you have a TV that has 70 watts per hour to keep it on, or per day, or a light bulb per hour, you would know how to economize and how much you're spending. I apologize. How much you're spending on lights? How much are you spending per horsepower? 1 horsepower is 740 watts. So if you're stepping on the horsepower too much, you might destroy the electrical fuse of your car, of your vehicle. So it's subjects aside of what I learned in school, but school makes sense with all this. So it's all great, man. If you guys ever, I don't like to recommend this to nobody because things might not go the same to others, but PennFoster High School, PennFoster Educational Center and system is all great. It's so wonderful. They have others too where they're offering the same things. And I just found myself with PennFoster. PennFoster's more interesting, more. It called me more because it sounds like foster, like you're being adopted, like to come back to school. So it's like a wonderful written PennFoster, come back to school. Get it? You're being misguided in life. In life, you can't live without a diploma. You can't live without graduating. So you guys already know, my name is Exio Elio Cabreja, and I am a student of PennFoster, soon to graduate and finish my courses. I am right now in physical science, passed with a 71 course, and I am on my way to the next course and the next course. So you guys already know, and take it easy and have yourself a great year. Have yourself a great life. Remember, science is important to all eyes to witness and see what they really exist and live and go through outside their body, which is mass and matter. Peace out.